It's Sunday, everything is calm. I'm feeling very relaxed. It's going to be a nice, chill day.
Chill day, my left testicle! Tonight it's fight night over at Gory B-Movie! Oh yeah! Heck, we may even see Daddy Knightmare, who is a horror addict! Yeah! We there are bitch square, you maggots! Oh, I'm gonna take a shit!
Hello and welcome to Fight Night. It's Sunday and that means it's Fight Night. And tonight we have the battle of the killer dolls. So these are all our favorite dolls from horror movies. Our parameters, they had to be humanoid. So we're not going to have any bears or anything like that. They have to be killers. So they have to have killed somebody. And I don't think Talking Tina has enough of a body count to make it into tonight's fight. And, they gotta be dolls, guys. So, I am Gory B Movie. Welcome, Gory Ho. We've got some of my favorite people here tonight. We've got Brandon the Beldam, who was just with me over in our, Patreon watch party for the B Movie Coven. We've got Mr. Flickster. Yeah, we watched The Suckling tonight, and, it's an experience, guys. He got suckled in the Gory hole, which not everyone can say. You know who else was there? Kevin got suckled in the Gory hole. Nice to see Jason here. And my very good friend Craven Something Scary. I was on his channel last night. We had a really fun night talking about our favorites and least favorites of 2022. And let's see what my friend Katie is here. My mummy B Movie. Now It's Dark is here. And with me tonight is my very handsome co-host.
I am a doll.
You are a doll, baby. We're gonna.
Hello, darling.
Look, we have a new channel member. So our current channel members are Brandon the Beldam and Jennifer, and now we have Craven Something Scary. So Steven, welcome to the B Movie Coven. Yeah, I don't have a big speech like you do, so it's not as exciting. But welcome. And now we're going to have watch parties and hang out in the Gory hole. And now you too can get suckled in the Gory hole.
I don't have confetti or anything, but jazz hands.
we will come up with more stuff as we go along. But yes, welcome. I'm very excited to have you in the B Movie Coven. All right. Without further ado, let's show them the bracket, huh? Okay, so here's tonight's bracket, guys. We've got quite the lineup. We've got Megan from the new movie. Do not worry, there will not be spoilers. We've got the Buddy doll. I'm calling it the Buddy doll, okay, guys? It's not Chucky. We've got baby Oopsie Daisy. Who else we got? Who else we got?
We got Dolly Dearest coming back from what, 1991? About time she got a return. We also have my boy Blade
Yeah,
from the Puppet Masters.
This is the perfect shirt for the show, guys.
Oh, this has like half the roster on this shirt. We got the Zuni doll from the Trilogy of Terror movies. We got Annabelle from the Conjuring movies and those things. And then we got, of course, Chucky.
Chucky! I love Chucky. Welcome, Kirsten Marie. Very nice to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the Gory hole. And yeah, let's get right into it, Danny. You know, we like to get pretty detailed with this. So we might as well just get going, right? Who is our first fighter?
Well, her movie was a great start to 2023, and she might even be on our lists for best next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Right, we are not going to spoil anything in the movie.
Other than maybe a little bit of her abilities, but we won't go into details of the movie.
Her abilities, I say, as soon as the character's introduced, there's nothing here that you didn't see in the trailer.
I don't think so.
Or that you're not going to learn within 5 minutes of her introduction. Nothing here is going to spoil the end of the movie for you. Hey, the Torchbearer is here. Nice to see you, buddy. And thank you, Katie. Yes, if you're enjoying the stream, please give us a thumbs up. And if not, give us a thumbs down. It's cool. I understand. I get it.
Well, anyway, she's got long, great hair. She's dressed for success. She's got lots of attitude. Yes, queen. She is Megan. And your kid will need no other toy ever again if they have her.
Me and the guys on the panel last night, we're going to learn that Megan dance. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. So, yes, there is Megan. And let's see. Who is Megan fighting tonight?
She's taking on Han Solo. Clearly.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's Han Solo.
That's what the kid named him. He's the Buddy doll.
You know, we're not going to call him on this channel. We're not calling him Chucky. Because there is one Chucky.
Well, there's two if you count Rugrats, but that's certainly not Chucky.
Why not? Yeah, that could be Chucky. That can be Chucky. This is not Chucky. We're going to call this the Buddy doll. And honestly, I would have been a lot more forgiving of this movie if they had just called it Child's Play, a buddy story. But they didn't. Anyway, that's a rant for another day, guys. You weren't here to hear me rant. You're here for a fight. So, Danny,
he's emotional, voiced by Mark Hamill, and, he's kind of a sad sack who gets bitter.
He's
jealous.
He's kind of a little codependent, if you ask me.
Very jealous.
Like, hands off my Kool-Aid there, buddy. Back off,
Someone needs to pair him with some peanut butter because he's totally jelly.
I agree with Mr. Flickster. Not my Chucky. What's up? And nice to see you, Rich. Our very good friend, Rich the Movie Massacre, which is, by the way, a very great channel if you haven't checked it out already. We got Megan here. Nice to see you. And Mommy B Movie. All right, Danny, let's talk about Megan's abilities. So, how about I'll introduce Megan, you can introduce the Buddy doll. Good luck with that, buddy. Okay, so Megan has been in all of one movie, but I feel like she made a splash in her debut. Megan is, I think, honestly, maybe one of the most intelligent contestants we have tonight. She is extremely intelligent, and it's largely because she is always learning. She is tapped into the web, so even if she doesn't know what something is, like she doesn't know what death is, she can look and read all the Google articles, all the Wikipedias, all the interviews online, and she will have a very thorough understanding of it within minutes. It's like that scene in The Matrix when Keanu Reeves knows Kung Fu. She can know Kung Fu. I don't know if she can actually do it, but she know what it is. Wow. Highly intelligent. She has access to all of the internet all at once.
Excellent Wi-Fi.
Excellent Wi-Fi. She's adaptable. So she is very smart in that, unlike some of the other contestants, she is very aware of our social norms, of our emotions. She's not going to do anything that would be like a social faux pas. She's not going to kill somebody in front of a whole bunch of people because she knows she wouldn't get away with it. She'd probably be destroyed. So she's very adaptable. She may not be as strong as, like some of the other contestants. Certainly not like someone like Jason, but she can observe somebody like Jason and then figure out her best plan of attack. So she's very good at figuring things out. She is nimble. She is a very skilled dancer, as you can see from her trailer, where she does a little TikTok dance. She's fast. So something we saw in the trailers, which I think they should have saved, but it's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling nothing, is when she wants to, she can run on all fours like a dog or a wolf or any other scary predator to get to where she needs to go. She can hack. So not just into specific systems, but any system, your home computer, your Alexa, your Google. She can, if it's a Tesla, she can drive your car. If it's a Mach-E Sigma, Megan can take over your car. So yeah, she can take over. If you got a smart home, she can take over your smart home. She can break into your security system, come into your house, and she is a lot stronger than she looks. Her weaknesses: she gets wet at one point. This is very high tech technology. She's pretty fragile. You would treat Megan how you would treat any expensive computer system. Don't get it wet. Don't feed it after midnight. Nope, that's Gremlins. You don't. A lot of these creatures on here can be blown up and stuff, but she is a little more. You want to treat her a little more like an electronic than you would a doll, because she's got a lot of things going on inside of her. And yeah, you can pretty easily beat up that body, as you saw in the trailer. At one point, she's got her hair all crazy, but she will just keep coming back. So there is that.
Yeah. She also sits on a charging chair.
If
Keeps
it was
her
a
charged.
dance battle, Movie Massacre says if it was a dance battle, she'd win. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I preferred her dance over Sonic Slash. As much as I like that Sonic movie, I did not really care for the dance.
Sometimes we just do our headbands a little too tight. All right, there we go.
All right, Buddy.
Now my brain can breathe.
His abilities, well, he's highly intelligent AI. He's got a durable body. He can control any Cassian products. He can't. Caslin products. Yeah, like if you have a Caslin car, he can control it. If you have a Caslin lawnmower.
But if you have a Tesla, you're fine.
If you have a.
Guess how many Caslin products I have? None.
No. In his universe, they're quite common, but they make even table saws and all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, why? Why would you let your doll control your table saw or your car? What's the point of that?
Billy,
Am I
help
ranting
Dad out
again?
and turn on the table saw. It's weird that
All right, I'll stop
they
ranting.
made him compatible with all those products. He's not like hacking. He's just compatible with those products that are on the same
They're
Wi-Fi
all
network or
kind
whatever.
of linked, so he can
Yeah.
also communicate with other Caslin dolls, like the other Buddi dolls.
Exactly. So he can control other Buddy dolls, and he's stronger than he looks for sure. And well, his weaknesses, well, he can be killed by dismemberment, and he's not emotionally like intelligent or stable. Like he doesn't pick up on social norms or cues like Megan does. Can't read your reaction as well. He's actually very stunned when people don't react the way that he thinks they're going to.
He has very outdated humor.
Yeah.
Yes,
For Tupac.
Rich. So, well, I mentioned killed by dismemberment just because they decapitate him, they shoot him, the kids pull him apart. But yeah, most of the contestants in tonight's battle, including Megan, you can dismember. I don't know how easy it would be to take apart Megan, but that's how he was killed. When we talk about his social cues, that's where he really got a weakness, because he, at one point, he sees that the kids are enjoying Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so he thinks that they enjoy violence, and there's a kid they don't like, so he kills, that person and shows it to them, and it's like, yay, you guys are happy now, right? You're gonna laugh. And he does not understand that he just did a massive social faux pas, that we don't kill people typically. And if we did, we wouldn't expect to do it in front of other people and have them react in a really positive way, like, yay, good job. So he doesn't understand that murder is wrong, that stealing is wrong. He's gonna say things that are wrong. His references are extremely outdated. So he may be a highly intelligent AI, but he has zero emotional or social intelligence, and he doesn't really seem to pick it up as the movie goes along. It's a very immature sensibility.
Very frustrated and jealous, as we said, pretty easily.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I gotta put our poll in.
Him and Megan share a common interest, like if they protect their child in a sense, where Megan can kind of tell if someone's being nice to her child or mean to her child. Buddy gets jealous almost no matter what they're doing.
Mummy says that Buddy looks like a creepy girl Chucky.
It's like
I'm not a fan of his face. This is probably the most we've talked about this doll on this channel. That's not me ranting about that movie, but you guys know how I feel about this. You guys know how I feel about this.
It's like somebody left their good guy doll in the hot heat of the car, and it kind of melted its face a bit.
It's like somebody bought their good guy doll and Wish.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'm being so mean. I don't like being mean, but it's the Buddy doll. Okay.
They have similar abilities in movies, so they're a
Uh-oh.
good peg. Oh,
I don't need a third option. There we go. Okay, so we have the poll in the chat. For me, this is a no-brainer. I might be biased. You know what? This is one time I don't really care. But I also feel 100% that the person I'm voting for would win.
Yeah, based on what I've seen. I don't want to go into the movie too
So-
much because it's new, but based on what I've seen, I think who I'm voting for would win.
I get to my channel. Oh wow, look at this kick-ass channel. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up while I'm here.
I did.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's got a really handsome guy in it. Okay, so oh hell no. And to those of you who love this movie, no shade against you. Just, different
it
preferences.
has way more gore. If you're looking,
It
if
is
you were
well
asking me,
made.
hey, I want to watch one of these two movies and I really love gore, I would recommend the Buddy movie because he's got the
Nice
gore.
to see Kristen Marie here and Patrick. Very nice to see you. So, Danny, who do you think would win between Megan and Buddy, and why?
Well, it's not 100% proven, but from what I've seen in both movies, I think her hacking abilities and her control over other electronics is superior to his. I think maybe there's even a chance she could hack him.
I think she could. She can hack into any basically Wi-Fi, Bluetooth mainframe. It doesn't have to be a particular brand.
Yeah.
He's limited to the Caslin brand. So yeah, she is able to, when she gets there, she's able to communicate to essentially the household Alexa. I think she'd very easily be able to talk to the Buddy doll and eventually hack into it and take over it.
Yeah, I think so. She's also probably the strongest one on this whole roster, and she's definitely the tallest, but that doesn't say much. She's not very tall. She's just, compared to these other dolls, she's tall.
But yeah, like I said, Chucky, or the Buddy doll, isn't highly intelligent, so he could say, "I want to be your best friend," and she'd be like, "Go walk into traffic." He'd probably do it. He's really, he's not that smart. Especially when it comes to the people that he's imprinted on, he'll pretty much do whatever they say. So I think she's outmatched him in that area. She's also a lot more adaptable. She's a lot faster than him. She's a lot stronger than him. For me, I feel like this one's just really a no-brainer. All right, let's see what the chat has to say, and then I'm going to call it. Mr. Flickster is also biased. See, I don't feel quite as guilty, but I'm biased too, buddy. Hey Val, nice to see you here. Dun, 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 dun. Here, Val, you can be a mod.
I'd say he's more creatively violent with his kills, but she's better at covering her shit up. Because she knows better. She knows not to leave a trail.
No spoilers. We're trying to keep it vague.
I know.
So this one's might be a
as
little
vague
shorter.
as I possibly can. But I gotta talk about her abilities.
Rich, our dear friend, voted for Buddy because he's a traitor.
But I just
no. He feels sorry for him because he's a ginger. But you know what? Gingers are beautiful people. Just not Buddy.
he's not a beautiful.
Chucky's gorgeous.
Chucky's a foul-mouthed little ginger prince.
He is. Oh my gosh. My cat Kirby is a ginger prince. Mummy says, I haven't seen Megan, but she's got to be better than Buddy. This is true, Mother. You know all the facts. Are Ken and Barbie considered a tag team? In the bedroom, but bump. I voted for Megan, but I love Chucky, aka Buddy. You see, here's the thing, Karma. What I will say, I'm being really hard on it. I do think the character, in its naivete, because it behaves like a child. It's kind of sweet and is you feel sorry for it, towards the end of that movie when he realizes that Andy doesn't want anything to do with him and is trying to get rid of him. He is brokenhearted and you do feel bad for him. So I do like the character. But unfortunately, I think Megan, she's also a lot more ruthless. I think she's gonna beat him. Danny, where did you get your shirt? Jason loves it.
Where you got me this shirt?
I think I got it either. I buy shirts from T-Villain, Shirt Punch, and Ripped Apparel. One of those places.
Says wanna play?
My Megan looks like Ashley Olsen a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Scary's here. Nice to see you, buddy. Very cool to see my friend Brandon, who was also on the stream with me last night on Craving Something Scary. Very cool. Alrighty, so let's call it. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I wore that headband earlier and it was really tight.
There we go.
I have a lot of hair.
Chucky.
Dude, you look like what's his name? Prison Mike.
Oh yeah. It's tough out there, man.
Okay, and the winner is Danny. Announce it for us.
Gas Queen, it is Megan. Victory dance.
Victory, what did she do? I can't dance. I
do
can't
it. I'm
dance.
too old.
We're gonna learn, right? Right, guys? Brandon, Craven, we're gonna learn this dance. We're gonna do it by the end of the year. It's gonna be amazing.
Dress for
Megan
success.
is moving on to round 2. So let's find out. And now my headband's completely detached. Let's find out who she is going to fight against by seeing who wins the next round. There we go. Okay, we're good.
Another couple of bad Dolly babes. Here we go.
Hey, Jason loves your mustache. I like it too. You got kind of like a Gomez-y thing going on. Isn't Megan an android? But she's also a doll. So our criteria
That
here.
would go with Buddy too, though. Buddy would be.
Yes.
Buddy's the same way.
Buddy is also an android.
But sold as a child's toy, and that's kind of the criteria. Anything is these things are sold as a child's toy.
It doesn't have to be a child's toy.
Well,
it has to be sold as a doll. It could be a collectible. It could be a child's toy. It has to be humanoid, and it has to have in its movie killed human beings.
Wasn't there a killer sex doll movie?
What? Was
there?
there?
I don't think it was I think it was more of a sci-fi movie than a horror movie, though. Anyways.
Like Species, but with a sex doll?
Yeah, something like that.
What?
I swear I saw it on Netflix
need to see
about
this.
5 years ago.
All right, Danny. Okay, let's see here. So, goodbye, Megan. Megan, we will see you again soon.
Oh, look at
Now,
that.
I am super excited. Guys,
Drastic change of picture there.
guys, I don't even know what to tell you. I just saw the Baby Oopsie movie. Now, I've seen Demonic Toys. I've seen Dollman versus Demonic Toys. And I wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan of, especially Dollman versus Demonic Toys. Where all of a sudden Baby Oopsie is male and really rapey.
Yeah, for some reason in the Versus movie against Demonic Toys and then against Puppet Master and against Dollman, when the Demonic Toys fight other things, Baby Oopsie Daisy is male and rapey. I don't know why, but other than that, when it's just Demonic Toys or just Baby Oopsie, she's female and she's very stabby.
So yeah, Demonic Toys 1 and 2, it's a female doll. So we're just gonna call it they, because I don't really know how Baby Oopsie prefers to identify, and you know we're open minded here about how newborn baby dolls identify themselves. Here, Baby Oopsie, that movie we watched it today. I had the lowest of low expectations. Guys, it was actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. It had really great characters. It had an engrossing story. It had some really great kills. Look at that adorable baby chainsaw she has.
Oh yeah, that part's great.
It was funny. It had lots of great horror Easter eggs in it that I enjoyed.
So, Baby Oopsie first appeared in Demonic Toys. She's usually the leader of the Demonic Toys. I think the most iconic face of the group would probably be Jack Attack, but Baby Oopsie's usually in charge. They're usually trying to bring a demon back into this realm or just killing in the name of Satan.
Killing in the name of.
Clever, manipulative, has great leadership skills, durable body, powered by demonic magic, stronger than she looks, loves to stab, strangle, and tear. She also has acid projectile vomit that will burn your skin.
And she wets herself.
Yeah, sometimes she'll just straight up mock you by peeing on your things or in front of you just to show you
I can relate.
that she can do that.
Weaknesses. Baby Oopsie is not really what she appears to be. She's actually possessed by demons through demonic magic. So being a demon, Baby Oopsie wants to kill people all the time. So in the newest movie, she tries to convince her new mama that she just wants to kill bad people and get rid of them. But once all the bad people are gone, Baby Oopsie's like, can we just kill everybody?
Yeah.
Because, you know, Baby Oopsie's evil. Like, straight up evil.
No self-control. Very impulsive, very immature. Also, currently must have a demonic cog to live. Sometimes just a demon's touch or anything can bring her to life, but if you kill her, then something like that will have to be
So
brought
yeah,
her
in the
back.
new movies, they're the followers of these demons, and they will send you the parts that you need to restore these dolls. And there's a specific cog that looks like an inverted pentagram. Once placed into the doll, that gives baby Oopsie life. So without that cog, baby Oopsie is a lifeless doll. Now the demon inside of her will go on, but in order to get a win in this battle, you just need to get a KO.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter if there was just a demon that brought her to life or the cogs in her. Either way, she is killable. Like all the people. They are at least KOable.
Having hair issues today. What's up with that?
Almost everybody in this battle could come back at some point. Some of them have. I guess there's a couple that only have one standalone movie, but most of them will probably be back someday.
All right, let's check in with the chat. Oh, there's another person that should be a mod. Where'd he go? I like Scary, my buddy Brandon. There you go. I have a lot of mods. Okay.
Yeah, give us the rundown.
Checking in with the chat really quick. Karma's gonna go see Megan on Tuesday. I think you're gonna have a really good time. It's a roller coaster, but you know what? It's not without depth. It's got some really good characters. It's got a really good story. Is Baby Oopsie a toilet baby? Might be.
Used to be known as Baby Oopsie Daisy, but I think there's actually a Baby Oopsie Daisy, and maybe that's why they had to drop it for legal reasons. I'm not sure, but yes, she's based off of the doll that wets herself. Real life. Is there pea acid? Asks Mummy, but no,
it's just
piss.
regular. And it's really yellow, like Baby Oopsie girl. You need to hydrate.
She's drinking a lot of beer or something. She does smoke.
So finish checking in with the chat. The Baby Oopsie movie is so much fun. I've seen it on the TV. I haven't seen it on the TV as of yet. It is streaming on Pluto and Tubi for free, so anybody can watch it. And the next Baby Oopsie movie, so you can watch both of them.
Yeah, I mean, or if you have the Full Moon streaming service, it's definitely on there too.
Absolutely, very, very true. I love Baby Oopsie. It was so funny. Jason, I like your taste in movies. I like it. I like it a lot. Is her Mummy movie? You read that one? Though the puppets from Puppet Master defeated demonic toys. That's a good point,
So
and
did
that may come into play. Baby Oopsie looks scarier than Chucky. That's because Baby Oopsie isn't as ruggedly handsome as Chucky. You know, I mean, this is a whole lot of man here. You know, not everyone can handle that. Not everyone can. I probably could.
Her face gets more demonic when she's mad. Like
it's true. It's true. It looks more like this is her in full rage mode. There are parts where she looks a little bit cuter. Her eyes aren't quite so demonic looking. My buddy Zombie Tune here. By the way, Zombie Tune did a really great design for the Gory Hole t-shirt. It is now in the store. I thought it turned out really awesome. And he takes commissions. He's on Instagram, so check out his art. Nice to see Denisha here.
And there's also versions of Baby Oopsie where she's got big scars and stitches like Chucky. There's different versions.
Monster.
Yeah, exactly. So she looks a little different in every
Denisha
movie.
liked Megan. Have you guys seen the movie Teeth? I have. That's one I'm going to have to do a video on this channel. You know I love that movie, Danny. I love that movie. God, there's going to be a lot more short videos. Also, big thank you to my friend Craven in the chat, who just really nice person who's always generous with his time. When he's not streaming and making his own videos, he's here watching people's videos, collabing with other people, and just, you know, being a really great friend and giving advice. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a lot more shorter videos just so I have more content for you. So I think it's good. Guys, 2023 is going to be the greatest year. There are so many great movies this year. We're going to have so much fun.
2, 3.
I mean, look at this guy. How can we not have fun with this guy? So I'm excited. Yeah, you are a very talented person, my dude. I actually met him. I met him waiting in line to have my son meet Gray Delise. I feel like I pronounce her name wrong every time. But we were waiting in line for her. She's the voice of Daphne on Scooby-Doo, and my son is a massive Scooby-Doo fan, but he's just a really cool, talented artist, really cool guy. We had a good time hanging out with him, so it was fun to make new friends at conventions. Yeah. But yeah, he did an art drawing of Gray that was really, really cool. I believe it's on his Instagram, so check it out. He's really talented. Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun. Moving right along. I also love that our fight nights are now 8 contestants and not 16. I am so much like less stressed and exhausted, and we can talk in more detail. So this is pretty cool.
I'm sure if you guys can figure out another 8 great dolls that you want to see later, we could always do a part 2. But right now, I think this is perfectly fine.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more fight nights. So like this one, we made it killer dolls, but we might do killer AI. We might do killer plushies. We might, there's so many subcategories, and that's just toys. There's other ones for slashers and stuff. So just like we did last season, we're just gonna do more combinations and stuff and find ways to introduce more cool characters. And if you don't know them, it's a cool way to maybe introduce you to an awesome movie.
Well, this is Dolly Dearest. First appeared in 1991.
Look at that face. That is like resting bitch face right there. That is straight up anger.
She's from south of the border. She kicks ass.
That's me when someone says they like the Child's Play remake better.
Yeah. That's exactly what.
The fuck?
Basically, if you haven't seen Dolly Dearest, this family moves down to Mexico where they just bought this doll factory from a famous doll sculptor, but it hasn't been kept up very well at all. It's very dusty, and the guy has to kind of get things going.
Everything they read in the paperwork, the guy copied from an American business book. Yeah. So it sounded really great.
It does seem like it's salvageable though, and they can make these Dolly Dearests.
Well, the cool part is when they uncover these cool vintage dolls that have remained in great condition.
Yeah, so they plan to make these dolls. Actually, it feels like it's not the end of the world. They're down there. However, there is the Sanzane tribe. Not quite the Mayans, according to Rip Torn, but a branch off of them as possible. He's a archaeologist digging up their tomb. And
Rip Torn.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh.
But anyways, Rip Torn rips his way into this tomb and unfortunately releases the devil child, spirit of the devil child. And basically we get like the Antichrist, the Omen, and he possesses the Dolly Dearests.
No joke. This movie has so many references to the Omen, from the big black Rottweiler dog to the opening of the crypt. It's really cool. I dig it a lot. I actually saw this movie for the first time yesterday. What a treat. Should have seen this one a long time ago. This movie's really fun, especially if you're a Killer Doll fan like I am. Her weaknesses is because it's not even really necessarily a her. It's this kind of demonic entity. And this entity, like you said, can possess multiple dolls. It can also absorb things into itself. So it can absorb, like, other people's souls into it, to like the collective.
Yeah, it can corrupt and absorb your kid's soul, brainwash them. Like, I've seen that kind of a thing in a lot of doll movies where the kid becomes like, part of the doll and starts acting like
in Exorcist, where it's like, we're all in here. She's in here with us. Like, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah. So being that it's a very satanic type thing, and that's all a very, religious thing, its weaknesses are the Christian faith. At one point there is a priest, and the doll's hissing at it, is very upset. Now, in this movie, nobody tries to use crosses. Nobody tries to do an exorcism. But theoretically, based on how this doll is so upset by, like, the very religious nanny in the house.
She's got a cross on her her bracelet, and the doll hisses at it. We don't see if it actually physically harms the doll, but it does upset it drastically.
So we're not spoiling anything for you. Just theoretically, based on how it responds to Christian imagery and, Christian figures, that would be a big weakness for it. Also, just the standard weaknesses, if
shoot it or blow it up or break it with a big blunt object of some sort. Those things will destroy it as well.
Yeah, if it's something that would destroy the doll normally, run it over with a semi-truck. You're not going to kill the demon inside of it, but that is enough to get you a KO.
But before Chucky ever did it, multiple dolls. And they're clever because, like, if you throw sticks of dynamite at them, they'll take the fuses off, or throw it back at you. They're things that they do that are very hard to compete with because there's so many of them and they're smart.
So guys, remember the rules with Fight Night. These are a little more obscure. So if you haven't seen it, we've given you all of their strengths and weaknesses. Just vote on the one that you think would win based on that, or you don't have to vote. That's entirely fine too. But don't just vote for someone because you like them better. This isn't a popularity contest. This is a death battle.
I love how she gives you this information after Buddy's been eliminated.
Oh, whatever.
But yes, it's true.
No one said I was perfect. What am I, Saint Gory? All right, so the vote is in the chat. Go and vote for who you think would win. I actually want to talk to you about this before I vote.
Yeah.
Prison Mike. Prison Danny. Well, I want to check on the chat really quick here. Yeah, it's awesome to see you here, Craven. Really cool hanging out with you, and I'm so glad you're in the B Movie Coven. We have a lot of fun in the B Movie Coven. You're gonna enjoy it. Craven, there will be bells on. Very cool. I can't believe you were doing a watch party at 3 a.m. Steven, yes, please tell me you slept in today. Please, you promised me you would. Please. Okay. I'm watching Dolly Dearest after the stream. Never seen it either. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Something we didn't talk about just because it's not relevant to a death battle, but it's really cool doll effects. Also, Ed Gale, thank you. A little slip of the tongue there. Ed Gale, who was also in Howard the Duck and was Chucky for the first 3 movies, is the performer that plays Dolly. So that's really cool. Really cool puppet effects, really cool stunt performer effects. Dolly just looks awesome. Dolly's killer.
Hi.
All right.
Kind of forgotten gem that got lost in the mix there. But
yes.
I remember back in the VHS day, I saw the cover of Dolly Dearest. And I rented it, like, I was about 10.
My cut matches my shirt.
Yeah, it does. It's got it on there. About 10 years old, and I remember I rented Dolly Dearest and Monkey Shines. And I was a little disappointed at first with Monkey Shines because it didn't have a doll monkey that was the killer like the cover showed, but I ended up loving it. Yeah, I thought Dolly Dearest, I'm like, oh, this is badass. How come we've not got a sequel or a remake or anything of Dolly Dearest?
I don't know. I feel like Dolly Dearest probably got overshadowed by Chucky. But it's really good in its own right. I would love to see Chucky and Dolly Dearest team up someday. But let's see, who do you think would win between Dolly Dearest and Baby Oopsie? This is a tough one. That's why I want to talk about it with you.
I think, well, Baby Oopsie usually does better when it has a group, but even then, Baby Oopsie Daisy usually loses. Usually. Always comes back, but usually loses. Dolly Dearest has the one movie, does lose, but has that team effort. And like it takes a lot of humans with a lot of dynamite to kind of destroy her. So I think in this battle, I'm gonna kind of wait, what's the deal here? Like, can she have? Is there multiple in this fight, or is it just
she
one?
can be?
All
That's
right.
her ability.
Yeah.
She can be in multiple dolls.
So
I would
give
say
her the
it's
edge.
one doll, but it can hop around. So there is the advantage there. Baby Oopsie, I mean, it stays in the one vessel because other, I guess, demons go into different vessels.
It'll be reborn if it's killed, but that's
So,
enough for her to lose this fight.
A lot of times we say one-on-one, but in this case, I would say that's an asset.
Okay.
That's part of its abilities.
I'm probably leaning towards Dolly Dearest here then.
I like that vomiting up acid, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you vomit up acid on it before it can switch bodies. So I'm going to say we have one doll available. All right, let's say one doll available because it's not fair to have multiple dolls against it. So for parameters, one doll available. Like primarily in this movie, it is one doll. The rest of the dolls are in a storage shed.
So Baby Oopsie Daisy is like pretty easily damaged by like a paint remover.
Yeah, Baby Oopsie Daisy can be damaged by paint remover. So let's go one-on-one. But considering the fact that it could move if it wanted to.
Hold on, I'm getting a call.
What? Are you talking?
Danny, you better fucking vote for Baby Oopsie Daisy or I'll never forgive you! I swear! God damn it!
Monster Face says I gotta vote for Baby Oopsie Daisy.
Here's what I'm thinking. Baby Oopsie Daisy can vomit acid. Baby Oopsie Daisy could pee, on which Dolly Dearest could slip it. I'm reasonably certain that Baby Oopsie Daisy can poop. I'm just saying.
So, Baby Oopsie Daisy works for demons. Dolly Dearest is like an angel.
This is true. This is true.
Baby Oopsie Daisy would normally, most likely in said movie, if this was a movie where they crossed over, be Dolly Dearest's henchman.
Here's the thing though, Baby Oopsie Daisy, we talked about this as a weakness, but Baby Oopsie Daisy is also very impulsive. I feel like Baby Oopsie Daisy is just going to come in there like a spider monkey and have her chainsaw and do anything before Dolly Dearest really knows how to react. Because Dolly Dearest likes to kind of feel out the situation. You know, she manipulates this little girl. She's clever enough to tell the little girl like just the right things to say to her mother. Baby Oopsie Daisy is it's just gonna come in there and be crazy, is what I think. I think Baby Oopsie Daisy is gonna be vomiting, acid, coming in with the chainsaw before Dolly Dearest knows what's up.
That is very much impossible.
I'm gonna say I'm voting for Baby Oopsie. What about you guys in the chat? Let me know who you're voting for. It's close, guys. It's really close. I'm going Baby Oopsie. All right, let's see what they're saying in the chat. Dun, dun, dun. Send 3 pillows and coffee. I am waiting for the Zuni fetish doll to make an appearance. I think you're going to be very, very satisfied. Okay, so it's close. Sorry, did I click on you?
That's fine.
You get a free shower when you co-host the show with me.
If you were Baby Oopsie, it'd be a golden shower.
As Baby Oopsie, your arm would have burned off. All right. I guess we call it, right?
Yeah.
Who is the winner, Danny?
It is no Oopsie. Your winner is Baby Oopsie.
Baby Oopsie! Yeah!
Monster Face will be pleased.
Why does Monster Face have a weird crush on Baby Oopsie?
He saw her stab a security guard in the dick, and it just, warmed his non-heart.
And for anyone who's not familiar with Monster Face, Monster Face is your co-host on Horror Addicts.
Yeah.
So he helps you review movies and stuff. It's a talking doll head.
Talking toy head from the late 80s, early 90s.
Pretty funny stuff. All right, so Baby Oopsie is moving on to fight Megan. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Moving right along. Who is our next contestant?
We've got my boy Blade.
All right, you're announcing this one.
He's got a hook for a hand. He's got a knife for a hand. He's got knives that projectile out of his eyes.
He has all the knives. The knives.
He looks badass in his black coat and his hat and coat. He's got cool white hair. Skeleton.
He kind of reminds me of the Man in Black in Halloween 6.
Meets Jack Skeleton. Meets Candyman.
Yes.
And, got that badass vibe like Blade. He doesn't fight vampires, but, they're pretty similar.
Same name.
Exactly. They share that name. He's a lot stronger than he looks. He can drag a full-grown man, about 200 pounds, with that hook across the floor. I mean, he might not be able to pick up a human, but that's still impressive that he can drag a man like that. He's very stealthy, very fast. He is, got those weapons for hands. He's a fearless leader of the puppet master puppets. Like, he is their leader. They take orders from him in a sense. He's in charge, and he never shows weakness. He's got a very durable body where he's been thrown really hard and it takes a lot to break him.
He's been hit with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And when we say that he's stronger than he looks, he's dragged a 200-pound man by the hook, by using just his hook.
Yeah. And he's fueled by the dead souls of some Nazis, but then used into an ingredients of an Egyptian, basically reanimator serum. I mean, Charles Band created both things, so I'm just going to say reanimator serum that he got from an Egyptian recipe on how to turn people's souls into puppets, bringing them back.
Charles Band giveth.
Yeah.
Charles Band taketh away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will present our next contestant. I think Patrick's going to be very, very excited. Let's give a big warm welcome to the Zuni fetish doll. Nice.
He's even on the show.
I love this little guy because it's like a piranha with legs.
Yes.
Look at those teeth. This movie came out in 1975. It is still scaring audiences today. It did have a sequel in the early 90s, I think 1991.
Yeah.
The Zuni fetish doll is terrifying. If you have seen Trilogy of Terror from 1975, you know what I mean. You see that little gold chain wrapped around his abdomen? If that breaks, the Zuni doll will come to life. The Zuni doll is extremely fast. So think faster than a rat.
Yeah, he's like a sped up little Energizer bunny who just wants to eat you.
Like yay tall. Also, those teeth are razor sharp. That spear is razor sharp. And what you're not seeing in this picture is that he is highly adept with a bow and arrow because this is a fighter doll. You know, this doll knows everything about hunting down its prey in the most vicious means possible. At one point, somebody traps it in a suitcase in both movies, and the Zuni doll's clever. The Zuni doll rips right out of there and using its spear. If it has to, it will chomp down on your arm. That head is a lot bigger than that little body, and those teeth can do a number on a human. Let's see what else. Also, this is a last resort. But the Zuni doll, it's not really confined to its body. As a last resort, say you destroy its body, say you try to burn it in the oven, try to flush it in the toilet, its spirit can eject from its body and possess you. And now you're yeah, you look super cool.
So that's only been done on living things that we know of. I don't know how if that would be.
And women.
Yeah, for some reason it's only been done in women because there's only 2 movies of it. But I can't say for sure that would work on a possessed doll that is already possessed by something. It's up for debate. I'm not saying it couldn't either.
For these purposes, I'm going to say yes. Because why not? I mean, it can possess this doll, right?
But I mean, if the other thing is already possessing and it's more powerful inside, it'd be a battle within the
It'd
doll.
be kind of like Angelus.
Or
an
Professor
angel.
Xavier and shit. You know, they get in your mind and fight you.
So yes, this is a very fierce competitor. Do not let the size allow you to underestimate this very fierce competitor.
These are the 2 smallest contestants in the whole roster.
They're about the same height.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're both pretty skinny and they're about the same height. They're not that tall compared to everybody else on the roster, but
one other thing I want to mention before we put out the poll is this doll can slowly regenerate. Now that's not going to help it for this fight because we just need to get to a KO. But as we see in the Trilogy of Terror Part 2, they find the charred remains of the doll, but when she pulls apart the charred bits,
it's basically perfect underneath.
It's perfect underneath. So it does eventually regenerate, which is kind of cool.
It would still technically lose in this, though. I mean, if it got burned all to nothing.
That would get us to a KO. But
Yeah.
I just like, you know, I'm like Celine Dion.
Yeah.
You know, I want to, my heart will go on for the Zuni doll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. We got Blade, not Wesley Snipes. And we got Zuni. Can I call it Zuni? I mean, we know each other well enough. I've seen both movies.
I might bite you.
Fine, I'll call it Zuni doll. Okay, so we've got the poll in the chat. Let me check in with the chat and see what you guys are saying. And then we're going to argue who would win. Mr. Flickster is rooting for Blade. Hey, Michael Joe, nice to see you here. Baby Oopsie for the win. Yes, Denisha. The champ is here. Hashtag old dude fetish. Dude, I'm making an old dude vampire shirt soon.
I have little fairy wings.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't have to really.
This is going to be an awesome fight for sure. He has a bow and arrow. He does. The Trilogy of Terror streaming anywhere. What I have a Roku, and so I just hit search, and it will pull up any place where it's streaming. It came up on a channel called Free, and I watched it on there. Though I did notice that the whole movie is available on YouTube, so you can also just watch it on YouTube. All right, and Thimbo Cinema, nice to see you here. Welcome to the Gory Hole. All right, Danny, who's gonna win?
This is hard to say. I'd say Blade is a better strategical fighter in the sense. Zuni just might overpower him with those. If he rushes him with those teeth and spear, it might be too much. It might be overwhelming for Blade, like if they're that close in combat. I think if there's some distance there, I know the one's good with arrows, but I think Blade needs to approach this cautiously. And he is, I think, maybe able to do that. But I don't know. This Zuni thing is, like you said, a walking piranha. And he could just possibly chew Blade up.
Like when people say coming at you like a spider monkey, I think of the Zuni doll. Like the Zuni doll is just, it's like, it is the living embodiment of a Monster Energy drink.
Though, I've only seen the Zuni doll take on, like, random one woman at a time in combat. Where I've seen Blade take on demons. I've seen him take on other puppets. I've seen him take on men with guns and all this other stuff. And he usually dispatches them fairly quicker and easier than this Zuni doll is doing to these 2 women.
All right, I'm going to try and work my way through this as I say. Sometimes I think better when I talk about it. I think Blade is the, the gentleman of the two. He is certainly sophisticated. I think he has probably better strategy than the Zuni doll. The Zuni doll is really just going to come at you with everything it has, which is scary as all hell. Blade, the other problem with Blade, because Blade does take a little bit longer, is Blade can be manipulated. Blade, the first Puppet Master movie, Blade doesn't figure out until quite a ways in that their Puppet Master sucks. Granted, Zuni doll's not his Puppet Master, so that doesn't even matter here. So we've got Zuni on one side charging in there with everything it's got, and we've got Blade. Now Blade's got these, eye knives, hook. Blade's also really strong. So I think the Zuni is probably faster, but I do think Blade is stronger. So I think Blade could probably hook it. I think they're really going to battle it out. This is going to be close, guys. This is not a wash fight. This is going to be close. As far as weaknesses go, you would have to get the chain on it to stop it. I think Blade could probably figure that out, but I don't think Blade would quite be able to manage that because the Zuni doll is just so fierce.
He is. He's extremely fierce and comes right at you. He has known to be somewhat stealthy and sneak around a little bit. There is some strategy every once in a while with Zuni when he wants to surprise his victim. But for the most part, he just yells, not like screeches at you and comes at you with those chomping teeth, poking with that spear.
I love him so much.
Blade would have to stay cautious of that, but he also is lucky that he doesn't have hands with fingers that can bit off. He's got a knife and a hook. He could dentist this doll.
So we've got some really good things in the chat, really good comments that I think we need to address.
All right.
And you are much more of an expert. Gosh, I think it was just my hair. It's like, what is that? You are much more of an expert on Blade than I am. So these are questions for you, sir. Mummy B Movie wants to know, does Blade have teeth?
No, he does not have teeth. He's like almost Jack Skeleton, I guess. But there's no.
He has a really strong jaw. So he's just if he were to eat, he would gum his food.
He doesn't need to eat. I don't think the Zuni doll needs to eat either. He likes to eat. He likes to chomp, anyways. I don't know if he digests any of it, but he loves to bite.
Feisty little doll. I just love it. I love it.
I love them both for different reasons.
And Cheetah says the Zuni can possess Blade. What are our thoughts on this?
Possible. Like I said, I don't know if that would necessarily work. Blade is got the soul of a dead soldier inside of him, so there would be two souls inside Blade's body if he does destroy it and it tries to do that. It then would be interesting if Blade would grow those teeth as well, and there would be a battle inside that shell for who will control it. I don't know.
My other younger brother is here, and Devin says that Blade can take a spider monkey. I will say Blade has had so many different opponents. I really think the way to defeat Blade is probably on an intellectual level because you would have to kind of out-strategize him. Blade is smart. Now, here's the thing that I think. I think the Zuni is going to get in some really good hits. Really good hits. Both of these bodies are very durable. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out, killer, WWE, sold out in the arena fight. Like, this is the fight of the year. Like, I don't even, John Cena who? Like, this is the fight you want to watch. But I feel like Blade has the upper hand here in that he's just more intelligent.
Yeah, I think he is.
However, on the other side of it, I will say the Zuni can possess him. So I think, here, I'm gonna give you a play-by-play and you tell me what you think of this. Zuni comes in like a spider monkey. Yada, 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 yada. All teeth, all spears. Blade's like, what on earth is this? Right? Shoots some knives at it, has the hook, takes the Zuni doll, sends it flying. Zuni's like, what on earth? How is this small, very white man in a black coat able to fling me so far? Like humans can't even do that. And then comes right back in there. They're fighting. Eventually, Blade figures out that he is a lot stronger, throws it into an oven, throws it into some place where it's contained and is destroyed. But I think that Zuni doll spirit is going to come rushing out and possess Blade.
Blade is already possessed by a soul.
Blade is reanimated by a serum, I thought.
Yeah, but that uses the soul of a dead person. Got a soul, dead body, a dead ghost in there from World War II.
So, which spirit would be more powerful, the Zuni or the dead ghost?
It's an Egyptian recipe, but it's a recipe that requires the ghost of a human resurrect.
Well, which one do you think would win?
I don't know. I would say
I
Blade.
feel like this is the beginning of a new movie where there would be.
I
I
would
think the
think that-
Zuni would possess it, and we'd have a Zuni blade.
But I think they would take turns.
And then Blade would have these cool piranha
That's
teeth.
what I'm saying. But I think they would about control 50% of it. Half the time it'd be controlled by the Zuni, half the time it'd be controlled by Blade. There'd be an endless war inside them. I don't think technically as souls they can kill each other, so they'd both just be stuck as roommates in
Here's
the body.
my thought. I think it would take Blade a while to figure out how to regain control. And so I'm going to give the KO to the Zuni doll.
All right. Not a bad
I'm
answer.
going to vote for the Zuni doll. I would like to know who you guys are voting for. I mean, I love Blade too, but I do think the Zuni's got the edge here. I do think so far this is the most exciting fight of the night.
I will give it the fact that the Zuni is used to fighting like as its own, just a one-man army going at you. Like
One woman.
Yeah. Where Blade, he's a team effort. Usually he's got someone watching his back.
That's true. He doesn't also usually have to be the tank or the muscle. He's got people for that.
He's got a torch, like
Yes,
one with a big
he's got
flamethrower.
a
That would be very handy
six-shooter.
against the Zuni doll. But
I don't think that fair point. I don't think the Zuni would win against the Puppet Master toys. And I don't even know in the long run, I think Blade will figure it out and get rid of it. But I do think for the first battle, I would give it to the Zuni. But again, this is one of those ones, it's so close. It can really go either way. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on how this would play out and why you think the person you think will win would win. Right now we are at Blade is winning in the chat. There's not a lot of comments.
this is why I voted for Blade, because I believe if they fought 100 times, I think about 64% of the time, Blade would win. I do think if they fought 100 times, a good 36% of the time, the Zuni would win. I don't think it would be something you could call it perfectly. I think Blade would just win more times than he would lose.
Hey, Becky's here.
What up?
Hey, Becky, we've got Blade from Puppet Master versus the Zuni doll from Trilogy of Terror. It's pretty exciting. Hurry up and vote. All right, I'm going to check in with the 3 comments. This is going to be a very short break, and then we're calling it, guys. Let's see, did I miss any? Oh, Craven's so sweet. Gotta love these battles. Such fun. Great job, Gory. Thank you, Craven. It's so nice to see you here. And thank you for joining the B-Movie Coven. As you can see, anybody who has the gold pentagram by their name, they are official members of the B-Movie Coven. You can also be a B-Movie Coven member, like Mummy B-Movie and Zigma, by joining us on Patreon. So there's multiple ways to join the B-Movie Coven. And we have fun watch parties like we did today with the suckling. You can get suckled in the glory hole. Who would win between Stuart Gordon's dolls and Puppet Master? Puppet Master. That's my thought.
Dolls, that's more about people getting turned into dolls than it is about killer dolls. So, and the ones that do kill, I don't think they have a chance against the Puppet Master ones.
What's Gory Movie's picks if it came down to Chucky versus Megan? You know, we might see that tonight, so I'm not going to tell you just yet. So hang tight, and if we don't show it in this show, I was saying show a lot. If it doesn't happen in tonight's event, I will let you know at the end of it. All right, I'm going to call it now, guys. It's Blade, and I'm surprised. You know, the majority of you voted for Blade, so good for Blade. Congratulations on the win. And let's check in with that bracket.
I just think the only thing that would really
bracket.
beat the Zuni is a dentist himself. Get in there with that hook. Maybe he'd get like his cavity like out for him, and then the Zuni would calm down.
You know who would win? Daffy from Gremlins 2. Because
he was a dentist.
He's
But
also a dentist.
maybe once he gets the cavity, the Zuni will not be so angry and it'll calm down.
How do you know the Zuni has cat? I think
Maybe that's why it's so pissed off.
I think that's the Zuni's like strategy. It's just going there crazy because it's true. Like that catches you off guard.
I think
it's all teeth and spears. That's disarming.
And that's what I think. If they fought a whole bunch of times, that would work a few of them. That would work sometimes. I think it would catch him off guard.
All right, so last one, and then we get to round 2. Round 2 and 3 go a lot faster because we've already told you what their strengths and weaknesses are. So we got one more. Wow, one more fight.
Keep it clean, yes. Megan is crazy, scary, and wonderful at the same time.
I think you're gonna really love that movie, Becky.
Like,
It's really cool.
There's some really creepy parts, but then there's lots of parts where you just literally laugh. You're just like, oh my
It's
god. But
good,
it's going
and
for
it's
humor.
got heart. It's got depth.
yeah.
It's got everything. I really liked it.
Great.
All right, our final battle of round 1. Danny, hit it.
It's Annabelle. Well,
If you're not gonna be nice to Annabelle, I'll do it.
well, okay. First appeared this version of Annabelle, anyways, was in The Conjuring 2013, not the Raggedy Ann version she's based off of. Her
Which is in
abilities,
everything, including the movie we watched tonight, The Suckling.
yeah. Abilities: possession, telekinesis, manipulation, illusion casting. Like she can make you think you saw something you probably didn't really see, or make you think she's in a place where she's not really at. She's also tethered to the demon Malthus, right? Is
Yes.
that right? Her
So, kind of elaborating on some of these abilities, she can possess other things other than herself. So she can possess human beings. She's possessed multiple children. She can possess like a scarecrow or something. She has telekinesis, so she can move things just by looking at them. She can open a door or something if she wants to without having to go over there. She's very manipulative, as we saw in The Conjuring. These young college girls, they find the doll. They think it's the spirit of a young dead girl. She tells them that she wants to live in the doll. They have no idea that they're making a deal with a demon. Illusion casting. So she can make you see horrific imagery. She can make you see demons and stuff. She doesn't have to do this stuff. She can just make you think that it's there.
As telekinesis, she can also like break your fingers back and stuff. I've seen her do it.
So the demon Malthus is actually the creature that is possessing Annabelle, and it's an interesting thing because it's not even really possessing it; it's tethered to the doll.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be in the doll all the time. But if you are able to destroy the doll or perform an exorcism on the doll or contain the doll, the demon kind of has to follow suit.
It's kind of like in Supernatural where they have to burn the body to get rid of the ghost, or something like a canteen that had a bloody handprint. That would count. The ghost would be tethered to that as well. So yeah, it's tethered to this doll. It's kind of stuck to it. Sometimes it uses it. Sometimes it doesn't need to use it. But it has to be stuck with it regardless. Its weaknesses are the Christian faith, and of course its nemesis are the Warrens.
Yeah, this is very the whole Conjuring thing is very much based in Christian mythology. So yeah, exorcisms will work on it, using a priest to bind it into a box. All that stuff will work. If you were to destroy the vessel, that would also get you to a KO.
Yeah. Though the Warrens don't do this, they don't exercise it or destroy because they don't want the demon to escape off into the universe anywhere. That would win this fight, but that's why they don't. They keep it sealed up, and priest comes in.
So yeah, you could win the fight by destroying the doll, but you're ultimately unleashing this into the world, and then there's anarchy. So any competitor who's intelligent enough probably wouldn't do that unless that's what they wanted.
But most of these are psycho dolls, so they're not going to care. They're not the Warrens.
Possibly. I think I know one competitor who will care, but let me check in with the chat. Where can you see Megan? Megan is currently in cinemas right now, but I'm sure it will come out very soon. But it is absolutely worth seeing with an audience in the cinema. Now it's dark. Nice to see you here. Annabelle versus Billy from Mary Shaw. I did consider including the Billy doll. Maybe for a future one. Countess Creepy has a very big doll collection. I've collected them since I was a kid. I think that's why I have a soft spot for Annabelle. Well, maybe these dolls are creepy.
Dolls
Agreed.
are creepy.
It's
kind of the point of this fight.
It is. But I like dolls. I got a soft spot for them too. But there's one particular doll that I have an extra soft spot for. I think you guys can guess who it is.
Don't tell him where it is. He'll stick a knife right in your soft spot.
It's my boy Chucky! I love Chucky. Chucky is my favorite slasher franchise. I just adore this handsome ginger slasher. He has been around since 1988 when he first appeared in the original Child's Play movie. For the purposes of this, because Buddi is being treated as a separate one, has different abilities, that remake will not count. Mm-hmm. So this is the series, and this is movies 1 through 7. there's a lot to cover, but Chucky is a lot different than everybody else here in that he's not possessed by a demon or an evil entity. He's possessed by a serial killer, so a person who used to be human, and that human chose to have their body in this vessel. Charles Lee Ray was the Lakeshore Strangler, and he, as he was dying, put his soul using a heart of Damballa into this doll. So he knew exactly what he was doing. Voodoo has also been used to resurrect Chucky after he has been, thrown into a massive fan by his girlfriend Tiffany, and I guess now wife.
She was also a massive fan.
This is true. As we can see in the show, Chucky can possess multiple vessels. It's not going to really help him for this battle because we're only going to have one Chucky against Annabelle, but it is something that he can do. Likewise, we're not going to have Annabelle possessing other people or things because, then we're just going to have way too many dolls, okay? Let's just keep it to doll on doll, yeah?
I mean, as long as they both get
Hey,
both.
where'd you get a blue moon?
If they get both, then that's
Share
fine.
that.
Like, if she can possess things and he can possess things, then it's fine. I don't care.
There you go.
I mean, she can. They can both possess things, so I think it's fine that they have it.
All right, fair enough. I like your argument. Tushy, Danny, tushy.
Right
How
there,
the-
Tushy.
That's how the French mean that you gotta win in there. They say tushy. Actually, I think it's touche, but whatever. Anyway, tushy's funnier. And let's see, he's a lot stronger than he looks. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, you could punch Chucky. You could." And then he'll leap off the couch and strangle you and knock you down to the ground. And you'll wonder how. He's just really, really strong for a 4-foot tall doll.
I think that goes for a lot of these dolls. They're short, so technically you could pick them up and throw them, but a lot of them will surprisingly pick you up as well.
Yeah, they can launch themselves at you and tackle you to the ground. I mean, one of the smallest competitors tonight, Blade, can do that to a 200-pound man.
Yeah.
So with a lot of these dolls, size is deceptive.
Baby Oopsie killed someone while strangling them with a USB cord. Like, that's how strong she is.
Hey, my horror brother is here. He's your horror brother on the Night Watch Zone night. Nice to see you here, buddy. Thanks for visiting. It's fight night. You're here for my favorite fight of the night, Chucky versus Annabelle. Chucky's also very stealthy. Chucky is very good at using the fact that he's a doll to hide in plain sight. Also, Chucky is really, really fast. Chucky, like the Zuni doll, can come at you like a spider monkey. Weaknesses. Chucky is a human being within a doll. So Chucky has emotions. Emotions can be manipulated. Chucky can be impulsive. Chucky gets bored. Just all the human weaknesses that we have, Chucky has. Also, the longer Chucky is in the doll, this isn't as apparent later on in the movies, but the more human the doll becomes. So almost always, with the exception of like one part in Curse of Chucky, if you cut the doll, it bleeds. And if it bleeds,
It also
we can kill it.
Yeah, kill it. But also it can grow a penis eventually. Like, he becomes anatomically correct the longer he's in the doll.
Anatomically correct.
Yeah, he doesn't start off that way, but the battery pack disappears
How
eventually.
do you know he didn't start off that way?
They didn't make the good guy dolls anatomically correct.
You don't know that.
Just
You don't know
Once
that.
they're possessed by
Actually,
Chucky.
I do know that because I've seen Child's Play too.
Yeah,
But, I'm not going to make your job easy for you.
Also, the battery pack will eventually disappear. Things like that. He becomes more humanoid, but he actually becomes harder to kill, I think, the longer he's in a vessel. Like, because he's been killed in so many different ways, and he's killed himself so many different ways. The Chuckies have fought amongst themselves. They've poisoned each other.
As Chucky says, I come back, I always come back, but dying is a bitch. And dying is enough to get you a KO in this fight. So Annabelle, that's key. That's key for you in this. Guys, Chucky versus Annabelle. I'm going to put the vote in there, and then you and I are going to argue this. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and them too, if they want to. It depends. It depends on what you're voting on. So you should probably, agree with me. Just 'cause
He's
I'm
got
right.
charismatic manipulation abilities. He's stealthy. He's speed. He's got voodoo powers.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate because you guys know I love Chucky and I don't want to be biased because I know there's a lot of you who love the Conjuring movies and you want to see your girl Annabelle done right. Okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. She has a lot of cool magical powers. She's got telekinesis. She can do the things to Chucky that he didn't know were possible. She can have him float up or something. that's gonna freak him out. But Chucky has also seen a lot of weird stuff, like a buff Chucky. He'll get over it. But it's still cool. She can do illusion casting. You know, Chucky has weaknesses. Chucky has a family. He's a family man. He's married. He has a child. Sometimes multiple children,
He'll gladly
depending.
kill his wife and kids if he want, like they wrong him in any way, though.
This is true. I'm just saying. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here,
Yeah.
dude. Annabelle's biggest weakness is like the Warrens, and he's definitely not a Warren. And he's far from Christian.
He uses voodoo.
However, ultimately, I think you guys saw this coming. I'm going with Chucky. One, we never, ever, ever, even in that scene at the very end of Annabelle 2. Gosh, guys, my conjuring knowledge isn't the best. But that one where it holds on her for so long and you think she's gonna blink her head, turn her head. We never actually see her move on camera. Ever. Chucky will. Chucky is not sneaky like that. For some reason, Annabelle, I don't know why, but Annabelle does not want to be caught moving. Chucky can use it to his advantage. Now, Chucky knows voodoo, and I believe a voodoo exorcism would work as well as a Christian exorcism. Have we seen it in the Conjuring movies? No. But if you ask me, an exorcism's an exorcism.
Plus, he's actually manipulated and set up a Christian exorcism before. He made it seem like it was a bad thing and he didn't want it to happen, but it was all part of his ploy to go perfectly with his plan.
You're right. He's even possessed a priest because there was a whole bunch of Catholicism in the last season. Bravo, Danny.
So
Way to come
he
out with
could
the knowledge.
easily manipulate the Warrens in this situation or anybody else that comes across his path that knows how to do an exorcism.
Can't have any Warrens in this, but I think
Just saying.
I think Annabelle, it's not much of a fight. He can go over there and if he wants to, he can like dismember her and stuff. She can use her telekinesis to toss him away, but ultimately she can't. The demon Malthus. I mean, it could try to possess him, but I don't think that's gonna work. Because Chucky's got voodoo abilities. Chucky can exorcise her. Chucky can use voodoo to protect himself. Chucky, we also say they can possess multiple things. So, she could possess a scarecrow or something, but, so can Chucky. I'm going with Chucky on this one. What do you guys think? Am I being biased? Let me know.
He could possess a priest.
I'm going to vote for Chucky. All right. Danny, who are you voting for?
I'm going with Chucky. I'm not saying Annabelle doesn't have a chance here.
I think she's going to put up a really good fight. She can do things that nobody he's ever crossed can do, like the telekinesis, like the, illusions. He's never seen anything like that. That's definitely going to give her a leg up in this fight. But I think ultimately the fact that he has the ability to perform an exorcism and she does not is going to be in his favor.
I think her demon type magic would at first he would react to it, but he's seen so much crazy shit. It wouldn't take him long to bounce off of that and be like,
he really has seen so much
it's
crazy stuff.
It's not going to freak him out that long. He might be like, oh well, let's find out
he
a way
would
to kill it.
Give a little Chucky quirk, like, you don't see that every day.
And then once the demon's gone and dead, maybe he'll give the body to Tiffany so she can have a new doll body.
I want to check on the chat, though. Make sure we're being fair. Annabelle is no way a match for Chucky. Chucky's the OG of Killer Dolls. I thought if anyone was going to stick it for Annabelle, it would be kind of creepy. So, I'm feeling better on my pick here. I feel like I'm not being entirely biased. I want a Chucky video game, too. You know what there is? There is a Puppet Master video game in development. We've seen some test footage of it at Crypticon.
We even got to play a little bit of it at Crypticon.
That looks really fun. Also, if you watch the Baby Oopsie Daisy movie, they show a little bit of it, and that looks really fun.
Yeah, they show six-shooters shooting things.
Chucky would win 100%. Annabelle doesn't even move, says Horatory. By the way, nice to see you here. We've hung out a lot in Craven streams and night streams, but it's really cool to see you here in the Gory hole with us.
Yeah.
Michael Joe says Chucky wins. Annabelle can be contained. Very good point. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this, and Brandon will know what I mean. Very good point, Brandon. Chucky can be mobile, so he can hunt you down.
She was trapped in a room that had Bible pages all over the wall.
Yes.
Chucky would find this out, and he'd start slapping her with a Bible. It wouldn't bother him at all. He'd just smack her around with it.
Wields the power of voodoo, but he's not vulnerable to Christianity. I mean, you could perform an exorcism on him, I'm sure, but the pages of the Bible aren't going to do anything to him. It's
He'd
just
probably swallow a bunch of holy water and spit it in her.
if he wanted to, he
Like a fountain.
could. He's not a demon. And Annabelle wouldn't be able to do that anyway because Annabelle is a demon.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it gets complicated, but
Which
in all the right ways.
he would probably be slightly aroused to kill a demon, just because he probably likes. That's what he kind of gets into. You've seen this show.
Don't make it weird, Danny.
Oh, Charles Lee Ray likes to make
Don't make it weird, Danny.
it. Charles Lee Ray
Okay,
likes to make it
Jason, thank you
weird.
so much for giving me a thumbs up. By the way, guys, if you haven't already and you're enjoying the stream, please give us a thumbs up. It lets us know that you guys like these Fight Night streams, so I will make more of them. And if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. You do you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Well, I just told you what to do. I'm a liar. Anyway, you do what you want to do.
You're the Orange Cassidy.
The orange cat. That actually doesn't do anything for the algorithm.
No, it's a thumbs up. It's just.
It's like a little weak one. Annabelle is a conduit for other spirits. This is true. Specifically, the demon Malthus, which is tethered to her. So, but yeah, it is a conduit for anything else. A lot of these other demonic entities, like Bathsheba and everything, are drawn to this doll because it is a conduit. So that's a very good point. Nice to see Sandy absolutely here. The fact that Chucky is human is the biggest weakness to me. That is very true. I would love to see you expand on that a little bit more. I do think you're right. He's got a lot of human weaknesses. And Annabelle, I'm going to say Annabelle, not Malthus. Annabelle, being a demon, would know how to exploit human weakness. Granted, Chucky's gone up against priests and just so many different kinds of characters. I still think Chucky would get the edge, but if you think I'm wrong, expand on that. Let me know.
I think he is, in a sense, vulnerable to her. I think, if they fought a bunch of times, she'd find ways to use her telekinesis to break him or something. But usually she likes to get in your head. I don't think she would know what to do inside Chucky's head. He's gonna enjoy it.
Here's the other thing, too. Being formerly human, also just his life. Chucky is more worldly, I feel, than Annabelle. Annabelle is a very old creature, but there's been so much time that Annabelle has been locked up or put away. Annabelle hasn't experienced as much of modern society as Chucky has. So again, it's kind of like the situation we had with the Buddi doll, where it just doesn't understand social norms or that kind of thing,
And Annabelle, I don't think it has anything to do with the girl that was hit by a car, other than the fact that that's kind of where the name came from and whatnot. But little girl who got hit by a car, in a sense, tethered.
Annabelle creation.
Yeah, exactly. Chucky killed his own mom because why not?
Because
serial killer broke into their house.
It's a Tuesday.
Serial killer broke into their house and killed his dad. He thought, shit, might as well kill mom too. He just, what? And the serial killer's like, yeah, good boy.
Countess Creepy says the only thing Annabelle has over Chucky is that she looks scarier. I agree. That is a very handsome mug right there. What lady? I don't even care if you're not interested in men. That is undeniably a handsome, a good-looking man. That is a good-looking man. Whether I
think you can get.
We don't want to get into the specifics of it, but
I think you can buy Living Dead dolls and Tiffany.
You can.
Yeah. They are both, in a sense, iconic.
Just saying, Chucky's got it going on. Annabelle's got a butterface. Brad Dourif. That voice. The voice. It speaks right into your soul. It does. It stirs you within. What is this accent?
I don't know, but Brad Dourif was in Lord of the Rings, and forget one ring to rule them all, one voice to rule them all.
Exactly. Agreed. My money is on Chucky. Sandy, bingo. Guys, give me more. I want to be fair. So if you got really good points for Annabelle, hit me with them. Hit me. Chucky has lost so many times, but he always comes back. And I honestly think every time he comes back, he gets smarter. And see, here's the thing that's interesting about Chucky. So he gets taken down pretty easily by a child in the first one. In the second one, it takes him being blown up in a factory. The third one, he's pushed into a van. That's then he's shot. That's really the last time he's ever lost.
I would argue, though, it was not taken down.
Let me finish. That's the last time he's ever lost. In Curse of Chucky, he wins. Nika is the one who's carted away to a mental institution. In Cult of Chucky, he wins. He finally possesses a human vessel. So, what were you gonna say?
I would argue he was not easily defeated in that first movie by a child. They burned him up to nothing. He still came at him with just a torso and an arm and a head. Like,
Yeah, but my point is he got. I want to give credence to what Patrick's saying here. He has been defeated,
yeah.
but when he comes back, he's smarter. He's learned from it, and the last couple of movies, he won.
Yeah, he's got experience at winning. Annabelle's stuck in a museum and exploited as an attraction by the Warrens. She's like locked up, and you can come gawk at her and go, look at her.
I wouldn't do that.
Don't touch the glass.
I wouldn't do that. I have enough respect for Annabelle that I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I totally would. I'd be like, oh, Billy.
And this is why I survived the horror movie.
Yeah, well, at least I went out having fun.
This is true. This is true. You would have more fun.
And also in her like last movie, it was like a Goosebumps of it. No kids died. There was like 3 kids, and they accidentally let her out of her case, and none of them died.
You're not the only person who complains when kids don't die.
There's only 3 kids in the movie, like because the
Fair
Warrens are out of town.
Becky says, I would stick up for Annabelle if she was going against any other killer dolls. Chucky is just too crazy. Agreed. Becky gets it.
That's why this is kind of the main event of the first round, because we knew that, like...
Did we vote?
I did.
I voted. I've checked in with the chat, so we call it, and it's not close, so... Who's the winner, Danny?
Your boy, Chuck Charles Lee Ray. Mr. Chuck.
Well, he is my boy. You're my man.
Yeah. My boy, too.
Yes,
You're
I'm
my
boy,
boy,
Chucky.
You're my boy.
You look so, like, thug life right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the gold chain. Granted, it's a gold Tasmanian devil chain and a Chucky headband, but, you know, whatever. It's our version of being straight, guys.
Sure. Born on the mean streets of the doll store.
He's seen things.
I work in a toy store. We have it.
Oh, look at this. Look at. I like what Horror Collector Fiend's saying here. What if Annabelle possesses Andy or Kyle? And I will say, I don't think Annabelle could. Annabelle has to really break down your spirit before she can possess you, unlike Chucky, who can just do it.
Usually it takes her out, though.
Kyle is extremely strong-willed. That's why we love her. I don't think Annabelle could. Andy, he's been broken down a lot, but he's never been defeated to the point where I think Annabelle could. However, let's say, hypothetically, they did. Chucky hates Andy and Kyle.
He's gonna kill him quicker.
And if they're possessed by Annabelle, they're no longer those people. So yeah, I still think Chucky wins.
And if she puts herself in a human body like that, it's easier for him to get that KO. She wouldn't die, but it'd be enough for KO.
Sandy says, I'll be honest, I haven't seen Chucky Creations or Cult of Chucky, so I don't know all the new powers, but the fact that he's made out of flesh can be destroyed makes him inferior. He's not really, though. So he's got like this plastic exterior, but inside he's got like blood and stuff. So, and then depending on how long he's been in this new doll body, it could be more plasticky. But he has had limbs removed and stuff and put them back on. He does that in Curse of Chucky.
Exactly. He's been possessed 40 different dolls at this point, and some of them for different various reasons and lengths of time. So
it's complicated.
It's very complicated. But even when he is like...
Also, Sandy, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Go watch all those Chucky movies. And then go watch... honestly, here's something about Chucky. I hate to keep like preaching I am the cult of Chucky, guys. But Chucky is like one of only 2 franchises that I know of. Actually, it's the only franchise that I know of that became more successful when it went direct to video. You know, after Seed of Chucky, Universal wasn't willing to give him that theatrical release. It had the highest rating it ever has, and amazing sales numbers when it went direct to video with Curse. It outdid that with Cult. Then it goes to a series, which for some, even if it's critically acclaimed, like Exorcist or the Damien one, a lot of times they don't last more than 1 season, which is really sad. The only other one I can think of that's a horror franchise that's transferred to a series and done really well is Evil Dead. But he certainly did better than a lot of other series that have tried, like Scream. That series is incredible, and it got its best numbers on Rotten Tomatoes ever with season 1.
Yeah.
I mean, Chucky overall.
Yeah. And, hell, I mean, even wrestlers are dying to get on his show.
So I guess my point is, Sandy, treat yourself. Watch all those Chucky movies and those shows. Like, you know, you're in for some awesome entertainment. That is my wish for you.
Live, Morgan. More like die, Morgan.
Okay, so let's get back to our wow. So this guys, rounds 2 and 3 go a lot faster because we've already told you all their abilities. So let's get into it. We've got 2 fights for round 2. We move on to round 3, which is 1 fight, and then you have your winner.
We put Annabelle and Chucky because it's very requested. Plus, we really didn't know who was gonna win on outcome. They're both popular, so we were like thinking, okay.
Honestly, guys, I'm the kind of person who sometimes figures stuff out as I talk about it. And that's why these are fun streams. Also, you know, you guys make really good points. So don't be shy. Throw your comments into the gory hole. We will read them. We will discuss them. We will debate them. There are no silly or wrong comments. Just throw it out there. You know, we're all weirdos in the gory hole. You're completely accepted here.
Once again, she says this after Buddy. Well, speaking of eliminating Buddy, though, back.
It's my girl,
back.
Megan.
She's back on the attack.
I love Megan. When we go to Crypticon this year, I hope there's somebody dressed up as Megan. That's going to make me so happy.
She's like a.
I might do it.
It's like if the Terminator was a Disney princess.
She's kind of like the way she dresses reminds me a little bit of Orphan.
Yeah.
She's got a little bit of you know, like Mean Girls sass to her. But she's also really, really fierce, you know?
Yeah. She'll kill you or sing to you, depending on her mood. Even dance.
She's got a little bit of that hand that rocks the cradle vibe to her.
Yeah, a little bit.
She's rocking a lot of different flavors here, which I'm loving. So now we've got Megan, guys. Again, we're not going to spoil anything about this movie. Everything we're telling you, you saw in the trailer, or you will learn about her as soon as the character is introduced. It's an AI android type thing that's really strong and really smart, and it can hack into other stuff.
From a company who makes AI toys, and this is their next step in their evolution of toys.
So we're not going to spoil the movie for you. Don't worry. Megan is going against. Wait, what? No. Baby Oopsie coming at you with a chainsaw.
Okay, these are 2 completely different characters.
Let me get that pole in there and yeah, hit me with it, Dan.
Well, Megan is being marketed as the future. Baby Oopsie Daisy is cutting herself into history herself, but not trying to win over your hearts, trying to rip them out and show them to you. She uses a chainsaw. She uses knives. She uses anything she can strangle you with. She'll just straight up shit her pants and puke on you to death. She's crazy. Yeah, she loves to kill. Megan loves to get her way, and she will gladly kill to do so. Baby Oopsie just loves to kill. That is her way. She's definitely the more aggressor of the 2 here.
Also, I would say Megan is, I mean, it's extremely high-tech technology. You don't want acid vomit on your really nice, basically large computer.
Where Baby Oopsie Daisy is almost like a clock with clogs that mechanically move her, but fueled by a satanic cog. So she's got magic. This is science versus magic here.
Now, I do think Baby Oopsie is going, because, I mean, Baby Oopsie is fast and stealthy, also impulsive. So I see Baby Oopsie is going to run in there like a Zuni doll and vomit acid on our sweet Megan. Megan might lose a limb. Baby Oopsie could run in there with a chainsaw, saw off that limb. Here's the thing, though. We saw from the Baby Oopsie movie, Baby Oopsie is on the internet. There are articles about Baby Oopsie explaining, you know, that this is a possessed doll.
GoNoodle.com.
Yeah. Megan might lose a hand or an arm or get a nasty cut, but within seconds, Megan's going to find out everything there is to know about this doll, including what is available online that has these satanic parts. And if you remove that cog, the it's nothing. So yeah, Baby Oopsie's going to come in there and do some damage, but Megan's going to quickly figure out where that cog is, rip the doll in half, and remove it. Or if she's not strong enough, I mean, we don't have a lot of information on how. We've only seen her in one movie. I haven't seen her rip anybody in half. But she could easily get like a pole or something sharp and jam it into where that cog is, pushing it out the other side.
Yeah, it's hard to say for sure, but I think she is strong enough to rip baby Oopsie Daisy's head off at least. I would assume she's probably the strongest person on the roster based on what we've seen.
I would actually say Blade is.
Blade has dragged a 200-pound man. I don't think he could pick up a 200-pound
Well,
man.
At any rate, who do you think would win?
I think baby Oopsie Daisy's best attack is to get in close while Megan is doing the research in her head, because she probably wouldn't do it until she saw her. Like, okay, let's see, what is this? She might become victim to the acid vomit, because Megan is like pretty weak to water and stuff like that. Like, she's not the most durable on this. She's like probably one of the quickest and most nimble and probably the strongest, but she's not the most durable. That acid might actually do the trick. If it does not, if it doesn't hit just right, Megan's got this. I would say more times than not, Megan would win this fight.
Okay, here's my counter argument to that. Baby Oopsie is significantly smaller than Megan.
That's why I think Megan would win.
Let
more
me get
times.
through this. Significantly smaller. So she can only produce so much vomit. I don't think she has enough vomit to destroy Megan. She has enough vomit to maybe remove her hand. She has enough vomit to maybe take off, at best, an arm. She does not have enough vomit to kill Megan. I think she's going to get a really good shot in there, and Megan is going to destroy her.
I know where Megan's brain's located. I'm not going to say it because it's part of the movie, but it's not that well protected. I think acid vomit right where it's at would
Baby
probably
Oopsie is
destroy
not smart enough. Or,
it would be a lucky shot. But I do think Megan would win this more times than she'd
okay,
lose.
here's one thing I will say. Baby Oopsie is maybe, what, groin height on Megan?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, her brain isn't located in her butt or her legs. Baby Oopsie does not got this. Share.
I don't think she would win more times. I think there should maybe a couple of victories out of 100. I think Megan would probably win 90% of the time.
For you guys voting for Baby Oopsie, let us know, because this is actually a lot closer than I thought it would be. I think Megan's got this. But if you have a counter argument, let me know. Brandon?
I also think, though, Megan can't hack her, because she's demonic magic.
No, she can't.
And demonic magic?
She doesn't need to.
I don't know if Megan would even understand demonic magic, because you can't...
She doesn't need to, though. She knows to remove that cog.
Yeah.
That's all she needs to know. And that is available on the internet.
Is it? I don't remember saying
It
remove
is.
the cog on the
They
internet.
said that she is given parts and stuff, and so I think
that's vague.
I think the information is pretty easily found on the internet. If it's that important and it's that well covered on the internet, I think Megan can find it. I mean, this woman did a super simple Go Noodle search, and she found all this crazy stuff and videos. There's multiple videos.
But she knows where the cog is because she's the one who put it in her, and this is before she Go Noodled anything. The Go Noodle didn't say there's a cog located in this location.
Hypothetically, she doesn't know about the specific cog. She would know that it is demonically powered. She would know that it needs certain parts in order to function. This is a very small doll. It's not going to be hard to find out, that you need to remove. It's not going to be hard to find those parts.
So, would Megan's mind just be blown if she found out that there was supernatural or, like, an afterlife?
I don't think so. I mean, she's curious. She's constantly learning. I think she would be very curious to find out. I think she would read tons of articles on it. I don't think it would blow her mind because she's a constant student. She never assumes she knows anything. So by saying her mind would be blown, you're assuming that she feels that she's reached the max of what she knows. She's like a few days old. The fact that there is life, period, is interesting to her. The fact that life dies is interesting to her. That there might be something beyond that would be just as amazing as everything else she's learned. So I don't think you can blow her mind just yet because she's already taking in so much. Did we just get way unnecessarily deep with Megan?
Yeah.
It got weird, guys. It got weird.
What's it called when there's a question, the answer? I don't know how to explain it right now. I know there's like a lot of all these jokes where you ask the AI like a question that like has an answer that defeats the question or whatever.
I've heard of that. I don't know if that would work on Megan, though.
I don't know. It was more of a joke. I can't think of what it's called right now.
All right, so I'm gonna check in with the chat, and then I am calling the votes. And now is the time to get your votes in. Valerie says Megan's dance skills are lethal. I agree. That dance is awesome. We actually found out last night that Ken knows the girl who does the physical performance, so I think that's really cool. Nice to see Omni here. Welcome. Fairpoint Station, like the Olsons, Megan's only natural weakness is cocaine and Heath Ledger. Whoa, nice.
I think she's wearing one of their dresses. Like $1,000 dresses.
Mr. Flixer says, I have yet to see Megan. Megan is the winner here. She's extra smart and can find any weakness. And I saw her in the trailer on all fours. This is true. She's pretty fast. Could baby Oopsie actually catch her? No, I don't think so. I think Megan's got this. I'm going to call it now. And at 59% of the votes, Megan.
I voted just in time.
Oh, nice job. Megan is the winner. Wow. Well done, Megan. For a new doll, she's kind of killing it. She came out on the scene and she's making a pretty big splash, guys.
Even though I was like, in a sense, just hypothetically rolling why Baby Oopsie possibly could win. Like I said, I think Megan would win 90% of the time. It would take a lucky shot.
I think Horror Collector might get to see that matchup they want to see. We'll see. We got one more fight before our big main event. I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, so now we've got Blade versus Chucky, not the Wesley Snipes one, guys. Oh, the wrong button. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so Blade. Remember, Blade is deceptively strong. Like, really strong. Blade has knives in his eyes, a knife on his hand, a hook hand. And then there's Chucky, who's just kick ass. I haven't thought about this one much. I'm going to put the poll in. You get us going.
Well, they both like to cut and hook you, like with weapons like that. They
That's
both
true.
have the souls of, a dead human inside them. One was, they're both pretty bad people before they became dolls, too. But Blade has actually kind of redeemed himself because I guess the way it works, your soul isn't what makes you, like, in a sense, evil. In the Puppet Master thing, like, even Nazis have a soul, it's just they're not using it. And once the soul is trained over, it's more the good of you. It can be manipulated to do bad. Blade is very durable, maybe even a little durable than Chucky, but
I would say a little bit more just because it's
maybe.
a smaller, compact, really wood body, whereas Chucky is a plastic coating around largely human blood and guts.
I think a sledgehammer would do more damage to Chucky if you took it to him. They wouldn't kill either of them. The blade would come up a little more unscathed on said sledgehammer attack. But that doesn't mean Chucky couldn't find a way to kill him. I think he's a little more stealthy, but Chucky knows how to be stealthy as well. I just think when it comes to the two of them, he's dark, his trench coat and smaller, while Chucky's kind of bright colors and a little pudgier.
Chucky's gone against a lot of different foes, including ones that are smaller than him, like Glenn, or Glenda.
He's also gone up against himself multiple times.
Michael, absolutely vote for your mother-in-law. I think Chucky's got this because even though Blade is Blade is almost like a little soldier. Blade is very battle savvy, which Chucky doesn't have. But Chucky is a serial killer with, human intelligence and adaptability, which Blade doesn't have. Blade can be really slow to figure out some human things. Like, there's been a couple movies like Curse of Puppet Master and the original Puppet Master where Blade doesn't realize that he's being manipulated. Chucky is a master at manipulation, confusing people, getting them to kill for him. Chucky could easily become Blade's puppet master.
This is how the crossover movie would play out. Chucky would be their puppet master and manipulate the puppets into killing for him. Together at the end, they would all turn on Chucky and kill Chucky. But that's a movie that would involve all the puppets. Blade alone, I still have to kind of give it to Chucky overall. I'm not saying that Blade isn't capable of killing Chucky. Blade has fought against Nazis in wartime. Like, he can kill humans just as well as Chucky can. Like, humans with guns and soldiers. But Chucky, I don't know. He's a little more devastatingly ruthless with this.
If you think Blade could win, please let us know. Get your comments in real quick because we're going to call it here soon. I do think Blade is really, really strong. Possibly stronger than Chucky. If not, they're evenly matched. But I might get the edge to Blade here as far as strength. But like I said, I feel like Chucky's just able to think outside the box. It's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's like, what's your edge? My keen fashion sense. The ability to think outside the box is really helpful, I think, in any kind of battle, and Chucky has that. I think it's an interesting fight, but I think ultimately Chucky's gonna win. Like, they both have knives, but Chucky's knife is like the size of Blade's body. So I'm going with Chucky.
Though I don't know if that knife would do much to Blade.
I think he could easily take off his head.
Yeah, though
You'd have to
Blade
go
doesn't
for like
need
a
his head to
neck
live.
or something. Well,
Blade
that's true. He'd still be going, but it would be a
He
weakness
doesn't
to him in
actually
battle.
see out of his eyes. He's possessed wood in a sense. Like,
I mean, ultimately, he could just start hacking up limbs if he wanted to.
it's possible.
All right, I'm gonna check in with the chat, and then we're gonna call it. I vote for Chucky to win, says Michael, and Brandon says I would love seeing an army of Chucky versus the Commando Elite from Small Soldiers. That's really cool.
That is a great movie, and we thought about it. It's just not really
We
a
did think
horror
about it.
movie. It's got a couple scary moments, but overall, it's not a horror movie.
Though it does have a Barbie voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's
Yeah,
Buffy.
she voices all the Barbies in that. There's a whole little army of creepy. Yeah, that's one of the scary parts when they have like the weird zombie-looking Barbies that are voiced by her.
Mr. Flickster says Chucky said it best in Bride. I always come back. Horror Collector Fiend says next round is going to be really tough for me to decide. Fairpoint Station, couldn't Chucky just incapacitate Blade and split his soul into him?
Once again, then it would be a battle of souls in the body because there already is a human soul
Possibly,
in that body.
but Chucky also has voodoo abilities where he could exercise
That's where I'm going to kind of give it to Chucky. I think that's kind of what Chucky's biggest thing here is he could possibly exercise that soul out of the body with voodoo.
I'm going to call it, and the majority of the vote has gone to Chucky. Chucky is the winner. Yay! Chucky. All right, now I think it's going to get interesting. Our final fight of the night, guys. It's pretty exciting, Dan. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you quivering with anticipation?
Sometimes I'm very shocked when I look at like the board and to see who makes it to the finals, but this is actually kind of what I called.
Kind of, yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, what? Like, remember when Leprechaun won the slasher bit? I didn't see it coming. I was pleasantly surprised, and your guys' arguments, I was like, no, you're right. Leprechaun would win.
And Chucky's not the first to make it to the finals in his franchise. Andy went up against Sarah Connor in the Hunters one or whatever. The Survivor one. Like, Andy from Chucky.
Andy.
Yeah, he made it. I didn't see that coming. This one, I could have easily been wrong.
I'm really happy because I actually wanted to see these two go head to head.
But when I saw a quick glance, I'm like, oh, we might get a Megan versus Chucky here. Someone was asking about that earlier in the chat, too.
That Horror Collector Fiend was asking about it. I was like, you just might get to see that. So, Horror Collector Fiend, here is your answer. You wanted to know who I thought would win. I need to think about this real quick. This is, like I said, we are not clowning the remake because Buddi was already on here as his own separate competitor, and she beat him. This is a little different because Chucky is not an AI. Chucky is a possessed doll of a serial killer. Now, she is really, really smart, but she's also a few days old. We have one movie to go on. She's a few days old. She is not as worldly as him. She is learning stuff really fast. She can read emotions. It's still no substitute for the fact that he's just been around a really long time and seen a lot of stuff. He is highly manipulative. I think she's pretty smart, but he might be able to manipulate her a little bit. She has the ability to possess any other kind of technology. Again, it's not going to work on him, but that doesn't mean that she can't, hack into a car or something and have him run over. That would work.
She can hack into like your Alexa or some shit. I don't know how that would help her in this fight, but she can do all that kind of stuff, is what I'm saying. She also has the internet, and there are tons of articles of Charles Ray and the talk of him being a killer doll.
This is true. She can easily Google him. He is all over the internet. Podcast. I mean, he's been around since the 80s, guys. So she can find out a lot about him. It's still, a lot of that stuff, it's not going to maybe help her with being entirely manipulated. I mean, knowing he's a serial killer may not help you because he's just so clever. he can, manipulate, human beings who are well aware of all these things. So, knowing what something is and understanding it are two different things. I do think he has the ability to manipulate her. Let's talk about strength. Who do you think's stronger?
I think she has a stronger grip than he does. Just based on what I've seen her like lift. I don't think she's much stronger.
She is titanium.
She's not much stronger. She has a longer reach. Like her arm reach is longer than him. She can toss him.
He's taking down people that are adult height, though.
Yeah, but she's got very good reflexes. She can flip around. If he lunges at her, he can grab him by his red hair and use his own momentum against him to toss him. Is what I'm saying. She's got great reflexes, more than most humans do.
I think Chucky really needs to rely on his ability to manipulate. He's going to need to rely on his understanding of the world and of people, because she is a very curious being. We need to be very careful not to give away anything from the movie. I have to. This is a tough one. I haven't even put the poll in.
I'm going by the plot of what the trailer even tells you. That if you're the doll's owner of Megan, you put your hand on her palm and say your name, and then she's like, "Okay, you're my."
She's not going to imprint on Chucky.
No. The plot of this fight. I just want to give a plot to this fight. Is she's got this child, right? Chucky wants to play hide this soul with her child, and that's
meaning he wants to possess it for anyone who's not familiar with the franchise.
It's her job to fiercely protect said child, and that's why they're fighting. That's okay. I wanted to give that.
So they're both pretty strong. I do think she might be stronger than him. Here's a counter argument. He's way more durable than her.
Yes.
She is very expensive, very fragile machinery. This isn't even, they talk about it a lot. Like, is this really a child's toy? It's pretty fragile. Whereas Chucky is meant to be played by small children. He's meant to be kind of roughed up a bit. He's rubber. She's got a little rubber coating around her face, but she's pretty fragile.
And like I said, I'm not going to tell you where her brain is, but I know where it's located, and it's not the most guarded. That's all I'm saying.
Stop. Don't give them spoilers.
Yeah, you could hypothetically electrocute her or drown her in water. That's not in the movie. I'm just saying.
You can't do that to Chucky.
Exactly. He'd be fine with both of those things. Shocking, but he'd live.
Nice dad joke.
Right.
Props.
That's all I'm saying.
Mad respect.
I'm going with your durability, and this isn't even stuff that the movie shows. It just kind of lets you know.
I think he's a lot more durable. He has been burnt and stuff, but see that, like you mentioned earlier, he's been burnt, and he was still a possessed head. He was still a possessed body. If you burned her to the degree that Chucky has, and this isn't anything I've seen before, I'm not giving you anything from the movie. She's gone. She is just what she is. She is not possessed by anything. So she would be gone. Chucky, I don't. Can you drown Chucky?
And this isn't in the movie.
No, I'm asking. Can you drown Chucky?
It depends. He varies. I think it depends on how long he's been in the body. Sometimes he's just a head. He's still alive. Sometimes he's been poisoned and he's died. There's multiple Chuckies. There's like 40 of them, and they've killed each other with poisoning.
What do you call a group of Chucky?
They've the big buff one. He was like just a couple of knives darted to the wall, and that killed him. I mean, he came back to life, but it was enough for a KO, I guess.
Speaking of which, we have seen a Chucky barrel through a human body before. Exactly. I mean, Megan's not a human body. She's a lot of cogs and gears and stuff.
Yeah.
But Chucky is smaller than he looks. Yeah. That was also a buff Chucky.
Exactly. It's hard to say. Chucky's durability varies, but I'm going with his best attributes here. He's really hard to kill. Though this isn't in the movie at all, I just want to know, hypothetically, would she be able to live in the cloud? Maybe. That would still count as a KO if she lost her body.
Like in Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Where the old people
I'm just saying, hypothetically, she could possibly put her consciousness into the cloud, but that would still count as a KO if she lost her body.
It would still be a KO.
Exactly.
So it's neither here nor there.
Like I said, that's not. I wonder myself.
All right. Valerie, thank you so much for asking and hit that thumbs up button. Guys, please, if you're enjoying the stream, do so. That would really help out the channel, and it lets us know that you like, these Fight Nights. We'll have more of them. Brandon the Beldum says, a walking supercomputer versus a possessed doll. Yeah, dude, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one. They're from very different worlds.
It's kind of like her battle of Baby Oopsie, but I think up the game a bit because Chucky is a higher level of that.
Yeah, Chucky's boss level. Baby Oopsie's a little bit lower down the line. Brandon also says Chucky uses the element of surprise when attacking his victims. He can hide in plain sight, but he uses stealth to his advantage. Here's something else we need to point out. Chucky doesn't need to charge.
Yeah, he doesn't need to charge. He would have to
Megan does need to be charged. It's an electronic device. You need to charge it.
We don't know what her battery life is. Could be.
We don't know, but we do know that she relies on it. Whereas Chucky does not need batteries.
No, he could outlast her hypothetically.
He keeps going and going and going.
Her best bet is to end this quick, which I think she has the ability to do. I just don't know.
Mommy has an answer to my question that you didn't answer. I think a group of Chuckies would be a chuckle.
A chuckle.
What do you think?
What, I was supposed to answer that?
I asked you. It wasn't a hypothetical.
Yeah, there you go. Your mom has the answer.
I agree. Thank you, Mommy. She's so smart.
A chuckle of Chuckies.
A chuckle of Chuckies.
They do like to. They do like to giggle and chuck.
Brandon says, I'm ultimately giving it to Chuck. Technology is advancing, but Chucky is primal and has been around longer. This is true. And he is pretty quick to catch on to things. Like, he's adapted, guys. She's adaptable, too.
Well,
go ahead.
Here's another way I think he could win. Even if she grabs him by his neck and his arms don't quite reach hers, he could probably
T-Rex arms.
He could start chanting and possess her because she's not a soul in that body. She would actually.
She isn't. That's true.
She's an empty shell. He could transfer into her.
She's AI intelligence.
So he would just have her AI abilities, but he would be the ghost in her machine.
Wow, that's a whole other level. Yeah, that's what I keep thinking is ultimately she is a machine. You destroy the machine, like that's it. So he could do a lot of things that wouldn't necessarily work on him. Like, even him, like you burn him and stuff, even if the body is really destroyed, he's still there. It just might be a matter of time before he gets a new body. But I mean, he can still come at you with just an arm or something. If her body's really damaged like that, she can't. So I think she honestly is the more sophisticated of the two, but Chucky is a lot more battle worn than her. And he thinks outside of the box. And also he's a possessed doll. He's a supernatural thing. She's technology. And I don't know. I'm kind of on the side of supernatural here. I'm kind of on the side of magic versus technology.
You weren't earlier, but now you are. I don't know. I do think that would help though, because his possessing is way up, like I said, than who she's fought earlier.
Do you really like the Buddi doll that much, Danny?
No, I was talking about Baby.
Oh, fair enough. Well, that's the other thing too. It's also the level of skill. So Megan, like I mentioned, is to counter your argument. I'm glad you mentioned that. Megan is at 4 days old. That's not an exact number, but she's not very old. Megan, that's been out for a couple years, is going to be a lot harder to defeat. But we're going on the movie. At best, she might be a couple weeks old. She is not that old. She is not a month old. So she only has what she's learned in that short amount of time. Now, Chucky is considerably older than that. So, as far as like Baby Oopsie too, Baby Oopsie is less than a month old in the newest movie, in the newest reincarnation. And even then, Chucky's still older than Baby Oopsie. My point is, Baby Oopsie, we'll say it's a level 6. Chucky's a level 10. Chucky is the big boss of his game. So her against Baby Oopsie, it's a different fight, Dan.
Yeah.
He's a lot more evolved than she is.
I would say he has, in a sense, the battle knowledge. So she has the intelligence of the entire internet. He's looking up Voodoo for Dummies, where she has all that. She can read Voodoo Dummies in a second.
Fair enough, but like I said, she's essentially a newborn. And so, yeah, I think her in 5 years' time is going to be a much better opponent. But he's got years on her. He's got that ability to think outside of the box. He is extremely manipulative.
No, I don't necessarily think her age has much to do with it though, because have you like in Black Mirror when they're cookies, like how much time can pass within a second for them? Like that's like almost months and years for them to be a
That's
cookie.
not what happens in that movie, though. Like, she asks questions. She asks, like, what is death? And they don't have an answer
And
for her.
then
And she Googles it. So it's
and
only
she
what she can learn. She cannot bypass time like a cookie can. And we've not seen that. We have to go on what's in the movie.
okay, but the amount of time it would take you to read everything you Googled about death, she
Fair
knows within
enough.
seconds, is what I'm saying.
But she's still only been alive a couple weeks.
I'm like I'm saying, time.
I would still
knowledge
say,
is a little
like, I mean,
different
she
for
can
her.
learn a lot. I'm just saying she's not learned enough to out manipulate Chucky. You know, he's manipulating like teenage kids who are in high school who know a lot of stuff. She is not as socially or emotionally as intelligent as him. She just isn't. She won't be for a very long time, if ever. Like I said, you can read something, but that doesn't mean you understand it. Some things are like, you know, more not quite like technical, you know?
True, but she knows how much joy she's giving you with her actions. Like that's like
She
knows
does, but can she read his face really?
Not
Because
his
he
face,
doesn't
no.
have like a heart.
Well, he
maybe
does have a heartbeat depending on how long he's been in his body.
That would be interesting to see. Like, can she read him?
I don't know.
I have all these questions.
I think she'd
now.
have a hard time reading his face for some of those, but she also reads like heart
'Cause
rate and other things too, which I think she could read on.
He can manipulate that because I mean he can look like a regular doll.
Yeah.
Where are you getting all these beverages? You have like a bevy of beverages.
Mm-hmm.
You're like Mary Poppins. You're just pulling out more cans. All right, let's check in with the chat. Oh, by the way,
Fight nights make me thirsty.
they make me thirsty too. I don't see the comment here yet. Let me go through this. Torchworth says they're a cult. Laugh out loud, Mummy movie, a chuckle. Also, during this battle, Megan could malfunction. That is true, Sandy. That's absolutely true. Jaden, I have not welcomed you, but welcome. I am so happy to invite you to the B movie coven. Yeah, we have movie nights. We have lots of fun stuff. So stay tuned. And yeah, hope you'll hang out with us in, you know, B movie coven stuff. I like that you're using the emojis. I made that Chucky emoji myself. So welcome. Very nice to see you here. Megan might not win the war, but Chucky has no chance in a dance-off with it. This is absolutely true. That's the truest thing I have heard in this whole battle.
I can see him just trying to floss.
I love that you wore the bandana the whole stream. You look tough. you look more intimidating than usual. Have you considered adopting this as your look going forward?
What kind of dance would Chucky try to even do to beat her? They do
The Macarena?
The Macarena? The floss or the sprinkler?
He can't floss. He doesn't have that much flexibility.
The
He'd
sprinkler?
Be like, the Macarena.
I feel like the Macarena is something funny.
Ugh. I would get rid of that guy. Congratulations on your nap, Sigma. Is Chucky immortal? And after season 2, it seems like he can only go to good guy dolls and people. Well, he doesn't need to go into Megan to win. Yeah, I would say he probably can't. He can't. I don't know if he could possess her, but he doesn't need to win. He just needs to destroy her. I don't know if he could possess her. That is a good point because he can only go into certain dolls.
I believe it's hypothetical, but I don't know. Like I don't know what the actual answer is.
In the season 2, they specify it has to be a good guy doll, so he makes a very good point there. I don't think he can possess her, but he can possess people. LaCroix for the win. Fairpoint Station is also a fan. Dan loves his LaCroix. Zigma, we need to watch Megan. We've sold. Mummy, this movie is so much fun. I think you're going to really like it. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. It'll probably come out in streaming soon, but it's in cinemas right now. We saw it Friday?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Friday. It was really cool.
We're going to review it Tuesday on Horror Addicts.
Yeah. Jaden, welcome to the Gory Pit. It's the Gory... well, he's a child. Welcome to the Gory Pit. And welcome to the B Movie Coven.
Yeah, I drink LaCroix because if I'm going to have calories, there better be alcohol on it.
All right. I think we've done it. Have I voted? Oh, I haven't voted. All right. I'm voting. Vote.
I did.
Last chance, guys.
Are we awarding more than one Chucky in this fight? Or is it just
one Chucky? Want Chucky to roll them all. Who's gonna win? See, I actually can't see. I can only see the top of the poll here, so I click on it. And guys, you guys, I just love you guys. I just love you because you're Chucky people, and Chucky people are my kind of people because Chucky people are the best people. Not at all biased. It's an actual scientific fact. So, Megan, you being a brand new movie that's out, the movie itself is only a few days old. She went from being something that we had never seen a week ago to getting to the finals. She knocked out, competitors who've been in this game a lot longer than her. Megan has made a splash. Also on Twitter, Megan and Chucky have had quite the battle. But
Who won the Twitter war?
It depends. Depends how you look at it. I would say Chucky won. Chucky's a lot sassier. But I definitely check that out. It's really funny. But yeah, Chucky is, been sitting on that throne for a while. He is not about to leave it just yet. But I, for one, really hope we get more Megan movies because she is a force. But yeah, dance battle, Megan wins.
Give him the winner sign.
The winner.
Boom.
Yeah.
There's
Chucky.
The Chuckster.
You're just like caressing your nipple.
Highlighting.
Nice, very evil. All right, well that's it. We did it. Having 8 competitors is a lot easier.
Wow.
We actually still have our voices.
We could even do 8 more later. There's probably 8
Not
other
tonight.
dolls out there, but we're not gonna do them now.
Yeah, and guys, you will see these competitors again. There's so many different configurations. I think our next fight night won't be next week. Next week, we are doing a double feature with our good friend, Have Cheetah Review, Patrick. We'll be on his channel talking about the original Strangers, and then they are coming over to my channel where we're going to talk about Strangers Pray at Night. Yeah, very nice, very evil. And the week after that, I think we're going to do a fight night of Universal Monsters. So stay tuned. We got more fight nights coming. Also, Tuesdays, you can see us over on Horror Addicts, where we review new release movies. I've got videos coming, and stay tuned because in the weeks leading up to the new Scream 6 release, we're going to be doing a whole series on what we love about each individual Scream movie with a lot of other cool creators that I know you enjoy. I can think of at least one creator who really loves Scream. You know what I mean? I don't think you do.
Yeah, you enjoyed us talking about Megan's abilities. We'll be talking about her actual movie. Probably not super spoilery, but a little bit more than this next Tuesday.
Yeah, over on Horror Addicts. If you can't find it, type in Horror Addicts TV and it will pull up that channel.
You'll see Gory like on a lot of the thumbnails.
I'm on that channel too. It's just more gory. You just can't get enough. Just keep getting enough. I can get enough, but I have to live with me. You have to. So the next stream on this channel, I am working on getting some videos to you guys. I'm doing a lot of collabs this week, so I'm not going to do a Wednesday stream. The next stream will be Witch's Brew, which is my morning have coffee or tea with Gory. It's 11:30 my time, Pacific Standard Time, on Saturdays. So, we're just going to talk about current events, whatever you guys want to talk about. You guys usually get to pick the topic. Q&A. It's a really fun, laid back morning kind of show. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, I will be on Horror Addicts Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Wednesday, I will be on the Bearded Entertainment with Craven and Knight and a bunch of other people. We're going to be talking about our most anticipated of the year. I feel like I need a beard. All my friends have beards. You have a beard. Look how beautiful you are.
Kind of.
This is why everyone's prettier than me. Oh, you're so beautiful, Danny.
Just saying, you're going to be on Bearded Entertainment.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It was so nice to see a lot of our friends like Val and Horror Collector Fiend, Jaden, the newest B-Movie Coven member, Craven Something Scary, the Night Watch Zone, Countess Creepy, my mummy, who found me beneath a gooseberry bush and is probably just one of the best people in the world. I mean, to be honest, she really is. I am not biased at all. It is scientific fact. Zigma, Devin, Brandon.
I think he had to go later.
Fairpoint Station?
The Movie Massacre show. He was here earlier. He got his his biscuits and his tea, mummy. He loved them.
And Torchbearer has a beard. God, all the best people have beards. And Ben Grimm. Lots of awesome people here in the chat. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I will see you again soon. And until we meet again, blessed be. To welcome Sandy Absolute to the B-Movie Coven.
Saw you.
Welcome. We see you, girl. We see you. Welcome to the B-Movie Coven. We're going to have a lot of fun together in the B-Movie Coven, hanging out. So stay tuned for that. And this time for real, until we meet again, blessed be.